This video was made possible by EA Game Changers. Hello there everybody, it is me XFreezerBunny and welcome back to Glimmerbrook Academy of Magic. So this is the second / final part in this two-part speed build featuring the brand new game pack for The Sims 4 Realm of Magic. So in this part we are mainly going to be furnishing the upstairs part of this magical boarding school, which is mainly made up of dormitories and apartments for the students and faculties. So all in all, this boarding school ended up having 5 bedrooms. 4 of those are student dorms, and each dorm is kind of like based off of a set of skills that I imagine would be cohesive for all of the students to stay together in. So in this first bedroom, it's basically kind of like the geek dormitory, I guess. So this bedroom is mainly based off of knowledge and science and technology. So I imagine this is where the bookworms would probably prefer to stay in. You guys will see there's a lot of like books scattered around. There's a lot of clutter items that would indicate that. Each bedroom has 3 beds and pretty much has mostly the same type of furniture. The only difference is that every bedroom has a slightly different layout, and also of course the skill related items that are in each bedroom is different and is relevant to the skills that are kind of like the theme of each bedroom. So this one is definitely more of a knowledge themed bedroom. You guys can see me put in some, geek related stuff, nerdy related stuff like these like robotic experiments and school projects and stuff like that. So I imagine this would be the room where like a lot of the like top students / achievers would probably be in. Moving on to the second bedroom, which is mainly themed around arts. So I wanted to feature different types of fine art here, such as painting, sculpting, photography, all of that. I'm really surprised that we still don't have like an actual sculpting mechanic in The Sims 4. We do have woodworking, so that was kind of like my substitute for the whole sculpting thing, but I think it would be great to actually have like sculpting and pottery. I feel like pottery would have been perfect for Jungle Adventures, but each room also has this banner. The banners are a little bit different in shape and size in each room, but as you guys can see, it is present, and these banners are from Get Together. So I really like that touch. I think it gives it more of like a community or like, like a group feel, if that makes any sense. So I'm just putting in some more clutter items over here, and yeah, I really enjoy this room. I feel like me personally, I would probably stay here if I got to go to this boarding school, because I don't know, I feel like out of all of the skills I will be featuring in this build, I think I'm probably creative. Yeah, anyway, I'm just putting in some sculptures from debug. I actually use a lot of debug items from the show hidden objects category, so yeah. And each dormitory also has kind of like this shared common room. For every 2 dormitories there's like a shared common room. So this common room obviously features like some like support items that complement the skills. So in this particular area we have some bookshelves as well as like a chess table, which obviously is meant to be for like the knowledge nerds, if that makes sense. And also there's 1 bathroom for every 2 dormitories. So this boarding school ended up having 3 bathrooms. So all of the bathrooms generally have the same design, at least the ones for the dormitories. and they have this wood paneling on the walls, which originally I wanted to make it like the tiles that came with Realm of Magic. Unfortunately, the swatch that I really wanted to use was missing. It's the one that had like the wood colored trim and it had like the brown tiles on it. I was really disappointed that out of all of the swatches, that was the one that EA somehow forgot to include, so that was really disappointing. So I ended up just using like a basic wood paneling for this bathroom, which I thought still worked. The other set of dorms also have the same bathroom as well, so I wouldn't include the footage of that. But moving on to this third bedroom, this is the sports room. So this is where the jocks would obviously stay in. And I tried to include some, athletic equipment over here, as well as some sporty related stuff. So I love this technique over here of like putting in these balls on this basket. Originally I just had some basketballs, but I also put in some, soccer balls, footballs, and like, I don't know, maybe some like volleyballs as well, just to give it some variety. Obviously I wanted it to show like some different sports as well, even though we don't really have like a lot of sports in The Sims 4. We have the physical skill, but other than that we don't really have much. So as always, there's like some posters and some signed posters over here, as well as some jersey as well, which is framed. So yeah, I feel like this room would probably have the students that have like the most school spirit. So you guys will see me put like some banners over here, and I feel like these group of students would probably be like really proud of their achievements, and they're jocks, so your typical jocks. So I would imagine they would be kind of like at the top of the the fame category in this boarding school. I don't know. But yeah, I also think they would be really messy, so I put in some dirty clothes on the ground and stuff like that. So yeah, each bedroom basically has like the same color scheme. It's kind of brown and dingy. I used the wallpaper from City Living. It's like the dingy wallpaper one. I thought that was really funny because every time you see like these boarding schools like on TV shows or in movies, they always show like miserable living conditions. So yeah, I switched out that one weights lifting contraption with punching bag instead, and this is the fourth and final dorm which we're going to be furnishing, and this one is for the rebels. So a lot of these rooms are actually inspired by The Sims 3 University, which had social groups. It only had 3 social groups: the nerds, jocks, and rebels, but I just, added in some of my own personal twists. Now this is basically like I guess a musical skill room as well, because there's a lot of musical instruments, but I imagine this would be kind of like the rebellious people who don't really get along with anyone. They like to, they're very vocal about social issues, so there's like some like protest things over here, like some banners they would probably use for protests. I also put like a meditation stool over there as well, because it gives them more personality, I guess. And some like occult stuff, such as that like vulture skull. Is it a vulture skull? I don't know. I just put it there as well. But this is the shared common room for the jocks and the rebels, and I imagine out of all of the student groups, they would probably be the ones who get along the least, because they have this shared common room / bathroom. I imagine there would be a lot of disagreements and arguments for these two groups. So on the side of the jocks, we have a treadmill, and then we have this potion stand on the side of the rebels, and I don't know, I just really enjoyed it. I'm putting in some banners just to have a little bit more of a school spirit over here. So yeah, I really love this place because I feel like it really has this authentic, school / university vibe. There is actually a leak about a potential university expansion pack for The Sims 4, so I'm very much looking forward to what it actually is in the end. I mean, to be honest, I have high hopes that it will be university. I think at this point, university is long overdue. So I'm really excited if it is university. So I think, we should look out for further news in the future. Obviously, none of this is confirmed until EA actually confirms it. So yeah, we have our fingers crossed for a potential university expansion in the future. But this is the tower. So if you guys have seen the previous part, you'll see that this is the tallest part in this whole structure, and basically this is the apartment for the headmistress. So this is 3 levels. On this lowest level, which is actually on the 2nd level technically, this is where the main office is located, and the inspiration for this is kind of like Dumbledore's office. And then above this is kind of like a little mezzanine level, which is the bathroom for the headmistress, and then on the topmost level is the bedroom for the headmistress. So this is like a whole little apartment area for the headmistress, and basically this is like where a lot of the administration for this boarding school takes place. I put that little bar over there. Like, Realm of Magic has a very beautiful bar, so I wanted to incorporate that, also to give the headmistress a little bit of personality. Like, maybe she'd like to pour herself a little bit of a drink, if she's feeling a little bit like she needs, a pick-me-up, if you guys get what I mean, wink wink. So yeah, I love this little area with this cauldron underneath this L-shaped staircase. By the way, the staircases made this whole apartment possible, because without the staircases being configurable, I don't think I would have been able to fit in like all of these rooms in this such small space. So I'm really happy that we finally have configurable staircases. So I put that expensive broomstick over there on the wall, and also that expensive cauldron, as well as some potions on the shelf. And I also put that rare wand. I think it's rare. I haven't actually done a lot of wand shopping. Basically, I just bought a basic wand from the actual Realm of Magic for my starter witch, and I don't really know how these wands work, but I just found some items from Debug and I used those. This level is actually the shortest wall height, and it's meant to be kind of like a staircase landing / mezzanine area, which is mainly the location for the headmistress's bathroom. Now, I had a hard time finding the right items that would match the bathroom set we got for Realm of Magic, but I'm really happy with what I got in the end. So basically I used the toilet and sink from Realm of Magic, which is beautiful, and then I'm using the bathtub from Get Famous, and surprisingly the swatches work together even though they're not exactly the same. I think it works. I'm also really happy I got to use that pink lilac swatch for the Realm of Magic toilet and sink, because I feel like that's not something that you see a lot of people use, because it is kind of an unusual color, but I'm really happy with it. I'm sure somebody's gonna point out that this bathtub is literally in front of these bay windows, so I just put a divider over there. I mean, we could always say that the headmistress is enchanting this room so that people can really peek inside, so just put in some luxurious items over here to make it look very decadent and luxurious. And this is basically where the headmistress would kind of like retire at the end of the day and chill out, maybe have a bubble bath or whatever, have a glass of wine or something after a hard day of work. So yeah, I was really happy with this room. I put the toilet on its own kind of little nook, because obviously this room is technically open to the headmistress's office downstairs, so I wanted it to be very practical, if you guys get what I mean. So I'm very happy with this room. I really liked it. I like that bug light, and I use it as kind of like a hook for the like like the bath gown. Yeah. And this is the topmost level of this tower, and basically this is the main bedroom for our headmistress, and I made this little mirror over here on the wall, and this is kind of like my version of an enchanted mirror. So basically whenever the headmistress is feeling naughty, she can use that like enchanted mirror to teleport herself into different places, maybe to have a little liaison with, you know, her secret loved one, if that makes sense. So that's kind of like, I don't know, I really like that idea. So I use that there. That's a technique I got from other game changers. I think I got that from Hey Harrie, where she put like a picture frame, the one from vampires, and some mirrors, and yeah, it makes for a really nice mirror. But yeah, this is just a bedroom. I use the bed from Realm of Magic, which is beautiful. It has like a stained glass canopy over it, which is so beautiful. But other than that, this is just a pretty plain bedroom. Nothing too crazy. A lot of the skill items that are kind of relevant for the headmistress's personality is downstairs in her office anyway. So yeah, overall I'm just really happy with this bedroom. Now, because I had to put the bathrooms like on this tower, I had to get rid of some of the windows. So in order to compensate for that asymmetry, I had to put in these like ivy, I guess, on the walls that didn't have windows on them. And one thing that I did notice is that for some reason, whenever I'm putting in these plants, they are kind of like snapping to something. I don't know, it's like this weird snapping mechanic, which I know probably has been added recently, because I've been doing this technique of raising up these bushes like forever. Like ever since we got the move object sheet, I've been doing this for years, and this is the first time I'm actually noticing them snapping to like a certain point on the bushes or something. I don't know what is up with that, but that's, yeah, that's like the, you know, kind of like ivy on the front of one of the tower areas. And right now we are working on this backyard courtyard area. I mean, technically it's not a courtyard because it's not enclosed all throughout your walls, but this is kind of like a formal garden area. So it's fenced in, it has these gravel pathways, and it's pretty formal because it's all symmetrical and stuff. So yeah, I will paint this with like the grass strips, but I will actually take those out eventually because I feel like there's just too much going on. So I put that Realm of Magic fountain in the middle because I really wanted to use it. It's a beautiful item, and I found these like topiaries and hedges from by Debug. It's from the Show Live Edit category, and yeah, these are filtered from Get Together. So I'm really happy I got to use them in this build because they're so beautiful. I don't know why we didn't get them in like the regular, you know, builds by catalog, because I would totally use them. So I just use them here to line these pathways and stuff. So what really bothered me about this lot that I'm building it on, it's the biggest lot in Glimmerbrook. It's 30 by 40. But the pathway leading to it is on the side. So since I put this build like on the center, it's really symmetrical. It had like this weird entrance area, and it was really weird. So I had to slightly move it a couple of tiles off center, which really bothered me. But I had to do it so that it would kind of work with the pathways that we were given in this lot. So I'm really happy I got to somehow incorporate it into that pathway. I don't know how they imagine us would be able to incorporate this, because as you guys can see, there's no like terrain paint that matches that like pathway thing that they, like that driveway thing that they gave us. So I'm just like, how are we supposed to incorporate our builds on this? So I just used like, I think I used 3 different you know, like terrain paints to make it match as best as I can. I also found these hedges in by Debug, and believe it or not, these are actually from Get Together, not Realm of Magic, but they match the Realm of Magic ones that are like literally just outside of this lot. So I wanted that continuity, so I used them as well. I also used this Get Together fence post. I think that's a fence post, and I put like a mailbox inside of it to kind of like make the mailbox look a little bit more antique. So I'm putting in some trees. Most of the plants I used are from Show Hidden Objects category, and to be honest, I prefer using them because they just look so much better than the ones we have in Debug. I think these Show Hidden plants actually have better detail, and also their coloration is a little bit less cartoony, so most of those are from base game and from Get Together as well. And then I found this beautiful fence from Get Together, so I'm using that, and basically I'm putting it on top of a foundation so that it would look like it had like a little base and stuff. So I'm really happy that I was able to incorporate that as well. Overall, I'm really happy with this build. I think this like formal garden would be perfect for students to practice their magic, you know, especially like their outside magic thing, you know, like if they have like some spells they want to cast outside, that would be the perfect place for them to do so. But I think this build is actually coming up to an end, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up my commentary right here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please do consider sharing, and also if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing if you think I deserve it and if you want to see more Sims 4 content. So that's going to be it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. You all have an awesome day. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.